Now, are you feeling unlucky in love? Are you struggling to find the right person for you? Well, the dating world can be a minefield at the best of times, and the last 2 years of lockdown hasn't really helped.
So how can you put your best foot forward this new year? Well, Ireland's #1 dating coach, Frances Keller, joins us now with some advice. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure to talk to you now. I suppose a lot of people are looking into the new year, new me. I want to find my one true love. I mean, what would you say to anybody who's of that mindset at the moment?
So yeah, like there are things you can do to make this year successful in finding love. So the first thing you can do is make it your #1 priority. You know, women have said to me, I'm working such long hours, I don't have the energy to go out at night and socialise, you know, so make it your #1 priority. And the other thing you can do is do 3 things that move you towards that goal every day, be it reading a dating book or reaching out to 3 to 4 people a night online. You know, all the successful people do that. They use consistency to get their goals, you know, accomplished. So, you know, for instance, the athletes would say, you know, I even work on Christmas Day. I mightn't do a full workout, but I'll do my 30 sit-ups, or, you know, I'll go for a 10-minute run. So do something every day that moves you towards your goal. And the other 2 things I'd say that are big that I've come across is, you know, you need to live in the now. People get hung up on their exes. They're looking for closure from a certain person, you know, that maybe has broke their heart. The closure is, and you can give it to yourself, you know, and the closure is, if that person wasn't all in, then they're not for you. They're not the right person for you. I mean, I know of 2 women that actually got rid of all the memorabilia of their exes, and within 4 to 6 months, they met their husbands. So it's huge to live in the now. And the 4th huge thing that will help you find love this year is to get out and network. Say yes to everything. You know, I joke about if your neighbour's cat is having a birthday party, say yes to it. If you're invited to it, say yes to everything, because you meet new people. You know, those new people introduce you to other new people, and it continues on. And love is a numbers game. It's a numbers game. People don't realise that. You have to meet a lot of people to meet the right one.
Frances, this all sounds exhausting. It's like if you want a fella, you have to approach it like you're looking for a new job or a new car or something.
You know, it can be like that, Elaine, as in women have come to me and said, I've concentrated just on my career. I have the house, I have the money, I have the career, but I've nobody to share it with. I'm so lonely. And sometimes, you know, when you are a focused, you know, person like that, you just have to shift your focus, but you have to make an obvious shift because, you know, you don't realise that you're concentrating on work all the time. People don't realise it, and a decade passes them by, and now they're looking for the one.
One of the big issues, Frances, that people would say they have is they have an issue with confidence, because I'd imagine all of this has to be done with a certain amount of confidence. So how, you know, have you any tips in terms of building our confidence when we're stepping into that world?
That's so true. That is so true. So there's a brilliant exercise that you can do to build your confidence. Anybody can do it. So I would recommend you write down all the accomplishments you've done throughout your whole life. You can do it in 5-year segments, like from when you were born, 0 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, or you can do it in 10-year segments, and write down every single thing you've accomplished, from learning to walk, learning to read, getting your degree, learning to cook. I'm talking about everything, learning how to swim, every single thing. Aim for 100 things. And when you constantly add to that list as time goes on and you read it often, it is huge for building your confidence. You will see how tenacious and resilient you really are, and that you can accomplish anything when you put the effort in. It's a great exercise to do. The other thing you could do to build up confidence with conversations, real life dating and real life conversations, because people find this a big deal and they take it very seriously, is practice your social skills with everybody. Practice having conversations with everybody, man, woman and child. And when you meet that hot person in the queue then in the coffee shop, you'll be able to strike up a conversation straight away. You know, you can say, I've such a craving for a muffin. Do you know if they sell chocolate muffins here? You know, don't take it so seriously. Have
Exactly.
fun.
Have a bit of
Francis,
crack
you'd
with
be
it.
mortified to do something like that.
Not
For God's
at
sake, we're
all.
Irish, we're bashful. That sounds like a very American approach to it altogether. My goodness. But it's very nice if you meet someone in a queue when you're looking for a muffin or whatever else you're looking for. But unfortunately, times being as they are, a lot of dating is done online now. And whereas you can perhaps feel a spark if you meet someone face to face, if you're meeting someone screen to screen or even a text message to text message, it's quite difficult to navigate that.
It can be, but there are a few things you can do to really make a good first impression, you know, especially online. So like the first thing you can do is use their name, you know, hi Joan, hi Mike. Don't just say hi, how are you? Everybody does that. People get that 20 times a day. You have to stand out online because effectively, even though it's a harsh and cold way of saying it, but it's the truth, you are a brand online. So use their name. The second thing you can do is, you know, look for something in their profile that stands out to you, you know, if you've common ground. So when you do this, it'll show that you have a genuine interest in the person, that you went to the hassle of looking through their profile to begin with, and, you know, that you have a genuine interest in that person. And the other two things I'd say is with the common ground, you know, research has shown that people like people that are like them. And people like people that like us. So find that common ground. It's like attracts like, and that will be huge for making a connection online. And the last thing I would say on that is a huge thing as well is, you know, make the person feel good. And how do you do this? You get them talking about things they like. And then they project that good feeling onto you. They associate it with you and say, you know, oh, you know, Mike makes me feel great talking to him, or Mary makes me feel great talking to her. I really want to hang out with them. I really want to meet them offline.
Plus, also, if you've followed those guidelines and you've found someone who you think might have similar passions to you, you know, that engages you then in a conversation because you've got similar likes and passions. So if you do find that you've struck up a spark with somebody, at what point then do we try and turn that into a date? Because you have advice about, look, do a certain amount of messages online, then get out and meet the person.
Yes, that's true. Like, research has shown the longer you speak to somebody online, the less likelihood you have of a date, the less likelihood. People are so convinced it's the opposite. They send 10,000 texts back and forth. They're talking for 4 months. And then when they meet on the first date, they've nothing to say to each other. Dating is all about, you know, dating is all about passion and anticipation and building that anticipation. So get offline as quick as you can. After sending 4 to 5 messages that quickly, you know, aim to get offline and meet in real life. And there's another huge reason for doing this is pheromones. Pheromones is the chemical scent of a person that we smell subconsciously, and we either like it or we don't. And you're not going to know pheromones.
I love it. Great
That's
advice,
so true,
Francis. Thank you so much. Great fun talking to you. Look after yourself. Thanks, Francis.
Thanks, Francis.
for having me.
I'm going to be going around sniffing people when I meet them now.
Exactly,
Here we go.
yeah.
Well, socially distanced, of course, and with the mask on. Anyway, don't go anywhere. Up next, we're turning our attention to our spring wardrobe. Join me over at the catwalk next.